Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar. This is Big Discussions 76, my original channel. Please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe. Well, the name of this video, I think I'm going to call it Some Businesses May Never Come Back. And I didn't intend on shooting a video today when I got up, but sometimes, as I've said before, inspiration comes from the most unlikely places. So as you can see, once again, I am outdoors. Shout out to Pastor Dowell, and in some instances, the Angry Man and Ramil, Amir, and Grinch God, and Mr. Fantastic. Sometimes those guys shoot videos out and about and on the move. And right now I am still in Western New York in Buffalo. And right now I am in Delaware Park, which is well, everyone from Buffalo and Western New York knows about Delaware Park. This used to be the major spot for hoops. There are 4 outdoor courts over my right shoulder, and Buffalo legends like Christian Laettner and Cliff Robinson and Trevor Ruffin and all those guys used to play basketball outdoors here. And when you were aspiring to become a basketball player, you had to come here and play. And when I was aspiring to be a basketball player in high school, I didn't come here and play enough. That's a topic for another day. At some point, I'm going to talk about the book that I'm writing about my high school basketball journey. But suffice it to say, there's a lot of history in this park. My mother used to come to this park, actually, and run around, because my mother was a runner. And there was a point at which in middle school, I was overweight, and I had to come out here with her and walk around and play basketball and try to get some exercise to burn some calories. But in any case, that's where we are now, and I'm hoping when I listen to the playback, the wind is blowing, so I'm hoping there's not much ambient noise, and so that the camera can hear me. In any case, today's video, it's Sunday, and churches aren't gathering physically, and so most churches are broadcasting online, and I think that churches are going to start to go back into the whole congregating thing pretty soon. But my mother was listening to her pastor's address this morning, and this isn't a spiritual video. I know that that's not everybody's thing, and some people have an aversion to organized religion. But I was working on my computer, and my mother was listening to an address by her pastor, Pastor Gillison, over at the Mount Olive Baptist Church here in Buffalo on Delavan and Grider. If you're into that, that's a good church. That's a good church to go to if you live here, and if you're in town visiting. That's a good black church. In any case, Pastor Gillison talked about what's happening now. As you know, there are protests and riots going on in our major cities as a result of the George Floyd murder over in Minneapolis at the hands of Officer Derek Chauvin. There are a lot of things I could say about that, but Pastor Gillison, in his morning address, he broke script and talked about what's going on. And he actually touched upon 3 points that everybody's talking about on Twitter and Facebook and vice versa. So I'm just going to run over these briefly and close this video off. I'm going back to the old school once again. No title slide once again. No credit slide. I'm just going to use a fade to fade this in and a fade to take it out. And most of my early videos were like that. So he talked about his reaction to Officer Derek Chauvin keeping his knee on George Floyd's neck, and described how heinous and horrific it was, and how hateful it was, and how shocking it was to see something like that. I heard that Officer Chauvin has been arrested, and hopefully he gets put away. And if he gets set free and acquitted, you may really see the top blow off in many of our major cities and metropolises. So he talked about just how bad it was and how evil it was. And then he talked about how it reminded him of 1968. And actually, I texted some of my friends earlier who asked for my reaction on this, and I said, hey, this might be our 1968. My brother, my friends, all of us were born in the mid-'70s, so we missed the whole civil rights era, and we missed Dr. King's assassination, and we missed the mass riots in our major cities. But something Pastor Gillison pointed out was that in cities like Newark and Buffalo and Detroit, he stated that there were businesses in those cities. And since I'm here in Buffalo, I'm going to focus on Buffalo. If anyone's been to Buffalo and has been on the Jefferson Avenue corridor, the Jefferson-William corridor, that whole area, he said that that area used to be a bustling business district, and there were businesses all over the place. I talked about that in my 2020 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. blog post. I'm going to leave that in the description box below. And one of my best friend's stepfathers actually said the same thing, which was that whole Jefferson-William corridor was a bustling business corridor, especially for black businesses. But this particular gentleman named Gus described it drying up and withering away due to social integration. And Dr. Boyce Watkins and Dr. Claud Anderson talk about that a lot as well. But my mother's pastor basically made the case that there are businesses where these riots are going on that may close up and never come back and leave those areas destitute and economically unviable for the next 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 years. So what's going on, and the fact that, and I'm going to get to this in a second, but the fact that there seems to be people escalating this and inciting it further than where it might have gone had they not. It's particularly bad that people are doing that, and which leads to the last point, which is that it seems like this is being coordinated, in that there's a level of organization to this beyond those individuals who are aggrieved by what happened to George Floyd. And groups like Antifa have been implicated. And I saw on Twitter that there was footage of a white individual, a white man with a gas mask, dressed in all black. I saw footage of this particular guy walking by one of the targets in Minneapolis and breaking the windows and basically facilitating the rioting. So, and my mom's pastor basically said, and this is the last point, that there may be parties at work right now who want to see this happen, who want to see this level of anarchy, who want to see the businesses dry up in these particular areas. Why? Well, we know that there's been a lot of gentrification across the United States, and this could be a way to secure these inner city areas to a greater extent than has been they've been secured more up to this point. This could have implications for the 2016 election. Maybe someone wants the country to spin further and further out of control under President Trump's watch. George Soros' name has come up quite a bit in all this. For those of you who don't know, George Soros is a billionaire, a very liberal billionaire who's funded numerous liberal I'll just say entities and publications. And so I just want to caution everyone that what you're seeing, there's a level of activity beneath what we're seeing. I believe that. And my mother, my dear sweet mother, early this morning said that it's the Trump people, and I told her no, it's not. When you look on social media and in independent media, and in some instances in the mainstream media, and you hear talk about the deep state, well, there's some truth to all that. And I think that I would just caution people to look beneath the surface and ask questions about what's happening and the extent to which these things and this unrest is happening. This is not all by magic, and it's not all by coincidence. There was something else, one last point my mom's pastor made, and again, this is not I'm not here proselytizing, or I'm not here to preach. I'm a YouTube content creator, and I heard some things that resonated with me this morning. My mom's pastor said he was going to do something about this. I don't know what that is, but something he pointed out, or he said, was that he felt like one of his callings was to reach out to the least and the lost. And that resonated with me, because when I think back to my personal mission statement, and I'm releasing a video shortly over on my science channel about telling my STEM story, one of my the items on my personal mission statement years ago, when I wrote it up, was to improve the lives of others through increasing STEM awareness in my community, and for kids of my background, for example. So it just, when he said that when he felt like one of his callings was to reach out to the least and the lost, that just resonated with me, and it reminded me of something from my personal mission statement. So I just wanted to make this video. Everyone pay attention to what's going on. I would encourage people to look at alternative media sources and social media. Don't just blindly trust CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News. Look at alternative sources, YouTube, Twitter, and get outside of your personal echo chamber, particularly on places like Facebook. In my video about the different digital spaces, I pointed out that Facebook is your Facebook network, usually it's the people you know and the people who come from backgrounds like yours and who are echoing the same messages. But I think right now in 2020, all of us need to definitely be able to take a look at alternative viewpoints and alternative thoughts and alternative ways of thinking to get a clearer picture of what's going on. So I'm going to stop this video here. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.